The following podcast contains strong language and alternative facts. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Heel Podcast. Over the airwaves and under the influence, we are Turning Heel.
We are back once again, ladies and gentlemen, for the continuation of Wrestlemania Week, brought to you by the Turning Heel Podcast with me, the Grizz. And standing in my corner is Chris motherfucking Hughes.
This episode's going to upset me.
Sorry, brother.
Yeah, what can you do? What can you do?
Yep. Chris just bought a buttload of tickets to a buttload of awesome sounding shows
That are a fucking million miles away.
Miles away. And cost at least $40 to Uber.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, brother. But, you know what?
$40 each way, might I state.
Yeah. However, these all do look like fucking amazing shows. I personally would say it's worth the money. But that's clearly because I'm going to steal them on the internet the next day.
Clearly.
I mean, what? What are you talking about? I don't steal wrestling shows off the...
These indies, right? Mm-hmm. Once like you work out the averages, are actually going to cost more than my takeover ticket. Once you factor in this bastard Uber, and whoever told me that fucking in New Orleans, oh aye, everything's dead close, man. You can walk everywhere. Aye, you're a lying bastard. And I really wish I checked out what this venue was before spending lots of money on tickets.
Yes.
But what can you do?
Yes. Well, technically, you could walk 14 miles. You'd be dead by the time you get there in the baking fucking sun.
Which, haven't looked at the weather report for next week. It doesn't look like there's going to be much of.
It'd probably still be about a million times harder
Yeah,
than it is here
it's
right now.
going to be humid as fuck, but
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, let's not be negative
Let's
about...
face it, I was outside a minute ago and, Jesus, I could see my own breath.
Let's not be negative about how far away the venue is. Tickets are bought now. It's time to maybe try and get at least a little bit excited.
Yeah, man, I mean...
I'll make some of these shows, I mean, don't get me wrong, but I think I might save that $80 for Bourbon Street at least one of the days.
Each their own, man. I would... If I had the money, if I was in your position, I would still drop the money for each of these shows, because let's face it, a lot of these shows look fucking amazing.
They do.
But, as I say, if I were you, and I had, you know, my wrestling knowledge, I don't mean that in any disrespectful way whatsoever, but there's a couple of like, we'll get in it as we get on here, but what I mean is, like, you look through a couple of cards, a couple of shows you're going to, you've picked out the matches you're super interested in, and I've seen other matches that I'm like, seriously, this match? And you didn't take a note of. But anyway.
That's because I thought you would want to talk about them, so I didn't put them in my notes.
Shut up.
Is that not a reasonable thing to assume?
Don't assume anything. Don't assume. It makes an ass out of you. It doesn't make an ass out of me because, you know, I didn't do it. Anyway, so first indie show we're going to talk about is Matt Riddle presents Bloodsport.
It's going to be Harlow's blood.
That was blood spewing all over the microphone there.
Interesting stipulations for every match. Could it only end by knockout or submission?
Which makes me think that this is going to be somewhat real.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, like kind of a MMA-esque kind of thing. And especially since some of the guys who got on this card, needless to say, it probably is going to happen. The first match we're going to have is going to be CZW's Masada, multi-time Tournament of Death champion, taking on our very own Martin Stone.
Which is kind of surprising.
It's surprising, yeah. Like,
the Martin Stone's in it.
Well,
last time I checked, he was still with NXT.
He seems to be one of these kind of guys that well, he's in the UK division, isn't he?
Suppose technically.
So he kind of does all this bloody blah stuff where he's in and out. So
technically, yeah.
It's going to be kind of interesting to see, especially against Masada, in a knockout or submission match. Jesus.
Masada for the win for me.
Yeah, I have to say. But Martin Stone's going to hold his own for a bit. Like, I think he totally can. Like, I've seen the guy up close. Like, he's not a small dude. He looks small. He looks small on television, but Jesus, the guy's fucking a brick shithouse in real life.
I'm really looking forward to Bloodsport just for the fact it's just something that's completely different.
Oh yeah, and believe me, now that I've seen this entire card, I want to punch you a little.
Well, if you say that, I'm going to have to spend the money and go, aren't I?
Yeah. Well, match number 2, Nick fucking Gage versus Timothy Thatcher, former Evolved champion, against probably the cornerstone of CZW,
former Progress Atlas champion as well, I believe,
and also former been in jail Nick Gage.
Way, I guess.
Which means, yeah, he's up for a fight that ends in fucking knockout or submission because he's been in jail. Probably beat the shit out of half the people he was in jail with.
That's true. Very true.
I'm calling Nick fucking Gage for this one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You gonna go for Tim?
I'm going to go for Thatcher, yeah.
Interesting. This is gonna be fun. I can't say I know these two, Dominic Guarini versus TKB, but you know what? This is an experience. I like seeing new wrestlers wrestle, so we'll see what the two of them have to give. Looking forward to it. Next match. Shit. Do you know the name Chris Dickinson?
I've heard the name, yes.
Because of that chair shot thing they done to that. It was Kimberly. Yeah. Well, he's going to take on Dan the Beast Severin.
It fucking blows my mind. I'm going to get to see Dan Severin live for a second time.
Again? Oh my god. This looks like the best fucking card. Right. So who are you thinking? Because, like, clearly Chris Dickinson's a bit of a rough and tumble kind of wrestler, as I'm sure many of you have seen from said video we referenced. If you haven't, then...
As much as I love Dan Severin, Chris Dickinson.
You know what, I'm probably going to say the same, sadly.
But he's a 50-year-old man, at least.
Oh, he's a tough 50-year-old man.
He is a tough 50-year-old man, but at least, yeah, Dickinson for me.
Eddie Kingston versus Tracy Williams. Not Tracy Williams from, like, fucking Edinburgh. I'm sure I've heard of Tracy Williams. I probably have seen him wrestle, like, once or twice.
I've, brutally honest, never heard of him. And even Eddie Kingston I've only seen a handful of times.
Yeah, but I know Eddie Kingston's a super tough mofo, so...
Yeah, there's some mad story about him that Jim Smallman told in his podcast. I can't remember what it is. But, yeah. Oh, I don't know what it was. He was booking his fantasy Wrestlemania of anyone dead or alive that's a wrestler to be on, and I think he had like a hardcore thing of some description, like just like a hardcore match as part of it, and like Eddie Kingston was in it. And he told this story about he'd done something completely bizarre. I can't for the life of me remember what it was, but yeah, Eddie Kingston's a bit of a nutcase apparently.
I'm raging because Target Wrestling one time booked Chris Renfrew versus Eddie Kingston, and I wasn't there to witness it.
Just to clarify, this is the third episode we've recorded. It is now... It's going to be the first episode that goes out. No, second episode that goes out over the week. It is now 3:25 in the morning. So if I take a few seconds to respond, it's because I'm yawning.
Puss. So, yeah, as I say, I've heard of Tracy Williams. I don't really know that much about him, but I know much more about Eddie Kingston. I very much assume that Eddie Kingston's going to take this one. But again, like this is what all this indie wrestling this weekend's about. It's about to expose fucking new talent and all that shit.
Definitely. Like, there's a lot of talent on these cards that I know absolute zero about, which is why I've not included a lot of them. But
I don't want to say people like fucking Tracy Williams are new talent. They've probably been at it for fucking years,
but
man.
people that we don't get to see. Do you know who I'd never heard of until last year?
Joe
Keith Lee.
Janela.
Joe Janela as well. Keith Lee.
There you go.
Until last year. Never heard of him. So, like, it's good that these matches are happening, but I've not included a lot of the ones that I'm looking forward to because, like, I don't know what to expect. That doesn't not mean I'm not looking forward to them. I just mean I have nothing to say on them. Do you know what I mean?
We've got, like, 6 cards that we could potentially go through that you're covering over the course of the weekend, and let's face it, see if we done that, we'd be here for about another hour and a half.
Yeah. Like, I've gone Progress daft, but that's mainly because I know a lot of the Progress guys.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
This is the match I'm most looking forward to. Actually, one of the matches I'm most looking forward to in this entire card. We're going to have Matt Riddle against Low Key. Holy fuck, knockout or submission. Oh my god. Like, this is going to be so fucking good.
I'm going Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
I can tell you don't really want to go there, but head over heart, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, believe me, I don't dislike Matt Riddle or anything like that, but it's just like fucking Low Key, man. Low Key's been like fucking one of my main guys for years. But I just can't wait for the match. I don't know. This is going to be something fucking special.
Something for the ages.
I might even actually purchase this one if I have the cash. I'll see what I can do.
What watch live?
Yeah.
It'll be on at a reasonable time as well, because it's like a 3 p.m. start, I think. So
3 p.m.
So that'll be about 9 o'clock at night it'll be on.
Yeah, maybe. Right. And clearly your main event, Walter versus Filthy Tom Lawler. Filthy Tom Lawler from the MMA world versus Walter and his giant hands that chop your tits off.
Literally. One chop off Walter and you no longer have fucking nipples.
Yeah. We've seen enough pictures of wrestlers after a match with Walter. Walter. And, oh my god, like, genuine, like, they're not just hand prints. They're about half the size of your fucking chest. The dude's giant. He's burly as fuck. His hands are about the size of your face.
We have witnessed Walter
Yes.
chopping in real life, right in front of our very eyes.
Those chops ring through the fucking entire arena. Even the people in the fucking, like, the bar that was, like, through another room, another wall, were like, the fuck was that?
Yeah, it was loud.
That was,
shall we say?
Needless to say, that was Walter, 2-time Atlas champion.
Yep. So is this the match that you're looking forward to the most then? Or not the match, the Indy card you're looking forward to the most?
Well, that lays to be seen, because I don't know much of the other cards. So, feel free to enlighten us on some of the other cards that you're looking at.
Well, like I say, we've kind of restricted time-wise because we're trying to do so many episodes today, so I've kind of just pulled a handful of matches from various cards.
And you probably will be in the same boat with who I want to see.
Yeah. So, we'll go with the WWN Super Show, first of all. That is going to feature Matt Riddle versus Will Ospreay.
Oh, that's going to be so interesting.
It is, because it's going to be like Riddle's kind of like ground and pound sort of style against Ospreay's high flying stuff that he's not going to be allowed to do. Yeah, if you don't get that reference, just Google Louisiana Athletic States Athletic Commission and wrestling, and you'll see. Yeah, that match should be off the chain, hopefully, as Taz would say.
Or Bobby Roode.
Yep. I'm going with Matt Riddle to win this one.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm reserved. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go with Will Ospreay then.
Make it interesting.
Yeah, of course. Why the fuck not? I love Will Ospreay. I keep going to say Matt Riddle. I don't mean it. Not that I don't love him. Matt Riddle's fucking great, but like, I love Will Ospreay. He's probably genuinely one of my favourite, not my favourite, indie wrestlers right now.
Yeah, probably.
And there's Mark Skrull. Spoilers.
Okay, so this one's a bit of a strange one, and probably one you would expect to be picked. It's the pretty much bottom of the card match. It's a 6-man tag. Featured Austin Theory, who I seen at Joe Janela's Spring Break last year, I believe.
Certainly.
Travis Banks and Zachary Wentz, who I've never heard of.
Ah, yes, he's from CZW.
Is he?
He's tag team partners with Desmond Xavier.
Ah, okay. Taking on the team of DJZ.
DJZ.
Of Impact Wrestling fame.
Yeah, I've not seen him in a while, by the way. I don't know.
Which is kind of funny, considering he's in this match, which is supposed to be the future stars of the indie scene. The DGZ should be pretty established by now, but whatever. Trey McQuell, who I've never heard of.
No.
However, what excites me about this match, Darby Allin.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know of Darby Allin?
I know of him. Of Progress?
He is on Progress's New Orleans show, but he's never wrestled for Progress before.
I've heard his name quite a lot. So enlighten.
He's pretty well established in Evolve. He's basically, the best way to describe him, he's basically the American Jimmy Havoc.
Interesting.
They're more or less the same person.
Then why has somebody booked it then?
It will happen. It will happen. But saw Darby Allin last year, and he's just an absolute fucking psychopath, man.
I think it may be you that's told me about Darby Allin then.
Yeah, like last year he came out a casket and all fucking sorts of mental stuff, man. And I've heard Jim Smallman talking about him, and he's like, I think the big difference between Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc is Jimmy Havoc kind of knows his limits. Darby Allin doesn't. Which is going to come back and bite him eventually, but I'm so excited because I didn't get to see him wrestle last year. I just sort of heard about him and then done a wee bit of digging on him after that, so the fact I'm going to get to see him wrestle twice, because he's on another show which we'll get to later. But yeah, that's why I put it in here, because I'm so excited to actually see Darby Allin do something.
Really reminds me of an old German wrestler called Thumbtack Jack. That dude didn't know his fucking limits. He he got like fucking essentially Death Valley drivered into a pile of syringes. He was like, during the match, he was like, remember that part in Saw 2 when the bitch got flung into a pit of syringes and he pulled them all out, and then he ended up taking the fucking bump, and then he just sat up and there's all these syringes and broken glass sticking out his back. Fucking
it, that's syringes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know.
I would like to think they were clean.
Yeah, one would hope.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. Germany seems like kind of a clean country.
So next we've got the show that stole the weekend for me last year.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Janela's Spring Break 2.
Yep.
Mike Quackenbush versus David Starr.
I hate you. I hate you, the fact that you get to watch fucking Mike. You don't even know who Mike Quackenbush is.
Mike Quackenbush, Shikara.
But what, is he in Shikara?
Is he not the owner or something like that?
Son of a bitch, he does know some stuff. I feel like I've told you or something like that.
Nope. Do you actually know who Mike Quackenbush is?
Oh, well, there you go.
Never actually been a fan. Well, I haven't been a fan. I've never really watched much of him.
He's fucking amazing, man.
But, like, I'm excited to actually, like, properly see him. I always get to see him live.
I got to see him walk down the side of our fucking, like, line when we were going into fucking the Glasgow show. So I got to see him first.
I really hope they do something fun with David Starr's ring announcement.
Yeah.
So, like, Quackenbush just kind of, like, going along with it. Do you know what I mean?
We all know how much you loved David Starr's fucking ring entrances.
It's so good. I actually think I'm going to have time to go to the bar for a beer.
Aye,
just during his nicknames.
Well, so you got...
Next up, we have someone who's made the list again.
You just made the list!
Matt Riddle versus James Ellsworth.
Purely
for how smashing the promo is.
Seen the build up for this match is the greatest thing ever.
Just go onto YouTube, type in Matt Riddle, James Ellsworth, Joey Janela, Spring Break 2, and thank us later.
Yeah. It's the best. It's James Ellsworth hyping himself up to fuck, and then it just goes to Matt Riddle.
No, I think it's the opposite. I think it's James Ellsworth being really humble and being like, Matt Riddle's the best independent wrestler in the scene. That's why I want to wrestle. Then it goes to Matt Riddle and he's like, I need to wrestle that guy.
I need to wrestle
seriously?
James Ellsworth. He doesn't even have a chin.
Fucking
but
great, man.
It was like, okay, yeah, you're right. He was incredibly humble, but he's probably like, I'm ready for this match. I am ready for April the 6th. I am ready for Matt Riddle. And it just comes to Matt Riddle. He's like, really? Is this a joke? He actually says something along those lines.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it says. Is this a joke? Yeah. So that should be fucking that should be comedy gold. That whole match, as well as being a really good match, it should be fucking hilarious.
I'm going to jump in with a quick one from this card. Nick fucking Gage versus Pentagon. Pentagon Jr.
See, there's a reason I haven't really listed that.
Why?
Because, like, I know what's going on in Lucha Underground, and I watch it on occasion, but I haven't watched it enough to really get invested in Pentagon.
Yeah, you know what? That's a fair assumption. Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I'm looking forward to seeing him, but I'm just not overly invested in that match in particular.
It just annoys me that you get to see Pentagon before I do.
You got to see Quackenbush before I did.
I got to see him walk down a line. You get to see him wrestle. Go fuck yourself. Also, on this card is Walter. This is Pierre Cal Ouellette, one of the former. Actually, I think they were tag team champions.
I think they might have been.
Quebecers.
I'm pretty sure they were.
Yeah, I think they were. Or the Mounties, I believe they were actually known as. We're the Mounties, and we always get our man.
I'm glad we haven't recorded the top 10 theme tunes of all time, because I think I might have just found a number 10.
Or an honourable mention.
It definitely gets an honourable mention.
Yes. And add. I feel like, right, okay, so the main event in this whole show is Joey Janela versus Great Sasuke. I feel as if I should know who Great Sasuke is.
I know a little bit about him.
He's definitely an elder gentleman.
Yes. I think he's pretty prominent in DDT, where he does a Donald Trump gimmick. Really? And he actually comes out with a Donald Trump wig and all that on. Joey Janela was on Jim Smallman's podcast last week. Well, I would say last week, it's a few weeks ago. And he was like, when he spoke to him about doing it, he's like, yes, the Trump gimmick. And he's like, not sure that's a good idea. But yeah, I've heard of him before, but I can't say I've ever watched a match.
Oh yeah, like, see, that's the thing, like, Great Sasuke, he's definitely like a legend of the business.
Yeah.
Like, obviously more so in Japan. Me just being into Japanese stuff for the past couple of years, I don't really know my history.
Yeah, I'm one of these arseholes, and I'll be the first to admit I'm an arsehole. I'm one of these arseholes that really only watches the Japanese stuff that's in English.
Yeah. Each their own.
Like,
I'm sure if you showed me a Great Sasuke match or a picture even, I'd probably be like, is that Great Sasuke? But although I feel as if I'd probably get him mixed up with Great Muta if he wears a mask.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Then there you go.
I think his wig is actually now stitched onto his mask, and it just looks horrendous, apparently. Right, the match I'm looking forward to the most for the entire weekend, out with WrestleMania. Okay?
On 3. 1,
1, 2, 3.
The
Clusterfuck. After last year's monstrosity, cannot wait for this year's.
It was good, bad.
It was so bad, it was amazing.
Good, bad.
And I think we're going to get Macaulay Culkin, and it should be fucking great.
No, believe me, I'm 100% certain you are getting Macaulay Culkin. He's going to come in, and he's going to sit on the top rope and swing cans in people's faces. He's clearly going to just going to do the swoggle thing again that he done the last time.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the video online, it was in December. Yeah, at bar wrestling. It's just swing a can.
Which I really want to watch some of, because every time I hear about it, they're doing something good.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of want to watch more of bar wrestling.
Bar wrestling is.
I don't think they have an on-demand service yet, though. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. If anyone knows, please let us know.
Yeah, on-demand service.
But yeah, this clusterfuck is just going to be so good. Invisible Man surely going to be making a comeback.
Absolutely.
Found out where the Invisible Man thing came from.
DDT.
No, the Invisible Man actually has a link to Joey Janela.
Oh really?
Yes. He was wrestling some random show for some wee tiny promotion, and his opponent didn't turn up. And he was just like to the promoter, just let me go out and wrestle myself. It's like, it'll be funny, let's see how it goes. And he had like a 25-minute match with himself. And that's basically where the whole... Joey Janela's actually wrestled Invisible Man like 6 or 7 times. It's like a pure feud.
Yeah. That's incredible. Like, I thought it was just something stupid. And
so did I at first. I only found this, again, that's because I listened to his interview. I only found out that him and the Invisible Man actually have a legitimate feud.
And more so the fact that I thought
he has random run-ins and stuff where he's like just randomly bumps.
More so I thought that like that was a fucking DDT thing, because they've got the inflatable doll and The fucking...
No doubt DDT did do the Inflatable Man. That's probably where he got the idea. The Invisible Man. That's probably where he got the idea.
Yeah.
But that's basically his opponent didn't turn up, and he was just like, just let me go out and wrestle myself. I'll make it funny.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great.
And it worked out that way.
Definitely did. Well, here's to Joe Janela. He's one of these kind of people that's just like, you don't realise you need him in this business.
Oh, totally.
More than he needs you.
Totally. And of course, we're probably going to get our standard Virgil.
Virgil?
Yeah. Nicholas the fuck. It's hilarious though.
He just wants fucking money.
It's fucking hilarious. Okay, so next up we've got Progress. Progress. Now, I've only included the first day of Progress for two reasons. Reason number one. I might not make the second day due to Finn Balor commitments.
So is this the Friday show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Due to Finn Balor commitments. I'm always committed to Finn. And secondly, most of the card isn't announced for day 2 because a lot of it depends on day 1.
Yeah, I've literally just clicked on the card on WWN Live and it's just a list of names.
Yeah. There's a couple of matches announced, but nothing substantial. So the main thing I'm looking forward to on the first day is the Thunder Bastard match that they're going to be having, which is, I think, the first time they've had 2 Thunder Bastard matches in a year. So the Thunder Bastard match, where I'm assuming it's the same stipulation as a regular Thunder Bastard match over here,
One would think.
whereas the winner gets a championship opportunity. We have Austin Theory versus Joey Janela
Oh, shit.
versus Jeff Cobb
Oh.
versus Ricky Shane Page.
I thought you said Ricochet for a second.
No, Ricky Shane Page.
Yep, I've heard of Ricochet Page.
Yep, versus Chris Brooks
Okay.
versus Darby Allin
Well, there he is.
versus MJF.
MGF is part of Bloodsport, I think.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
not sure exactly who he is. Versus Paro, who's also a guy I just found out about recently.
Wow. Never heard of him.
He's that guy that just before Christmas was all over social media for coming out publicly as gay. And he was on like Good Morning Britain and stuff like that. That's how I found out about him. I've never actually seen him wrestle.
Oh well, good for him.
So yeah, I'll give anything for either Joey Janela or Darby Allin win.
Trampling over Jack Sexsmith's gimmick. To an extent.
Ah, but he's fucking... Paro is like 6'9" and fucking 300 pounds. It's a bit different to fucking Jack Sexsmith.
Fair enough.
Because he's legitimately a fucking monster.
Aye. A beef master.
It's...
Literally and figuratively.
So I'm assuming that'll be the main event of the pay-per-view, which
Don't call me a witch.
sorry, not pay-per-view, the chapter, which will be chapter 66, which has fucking one of the best names for a wrestling show ever.
Go on.
Mardi Graps.
Oh yes.
As much as I hate the word graps,
Yep.
that works.
That
But
works.
this chapter 67 is called on the next day. Bourbon is a biscuit too.
I can't wait. I can't wait till 2 shows time when it begins chapter 69. They should just call it nice.
Fellatio.
No, just like chapter 69. Nice.
Okay, in women's action, we've got Jenny and Mercedes Martinez.
The women's division.
There was a bit of a controversy with Jenny at the last chapter. I don't know if you've seen this. She got in an altercation with a fan.
No.
The fan was thrown out and then allowed back in for some reason.
Ooh. What happened? Tell us.
Don't know. I was all really kept. All I've read was there was an altercation with a fan. The fan was removed, and then the fan get back in because of the no spoiler rule. Until the show's on demand progress, which really went up yesterday. So probably going to watch the show to find out exactly what happened.
Well,
but it kind of gives
out,
me the impression it was a plant.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it got chucked out and then allowed back in, must have been a plant.
If the fan even was allowed back in, that might just be.
If the fanny was allowed back in, then must have been plant.
Unless it was the actual venue bouncers that removed them and then let them back in. See, they probably don't give a fuck. You guys probably like, I'm sorry. But anyway, supposedly that happened.
I'm going to buy more booze. I'm going to put more money into the venue.
So that team is taking on the team of Toni Storm and Shazza McKenzie, who I've never heard of.
A lot of these people, like...
I was thinking I had heard of her, and then I was like, oh no, wait, that's Millie McKenzie I'm thinking of. So I've never heard of Shazza McKenzie at all.
Yeah, I was reading like other cards earlier. I think it was a Shimmer card, and I've seen Shazza McKenzie pop up, and it's like, no, like, as I say, it's like, it is really interesting to see some of these people that are getting booked that we haven't heard of, because then that's how you make...
That's how you find new people.
That's how you make
like
fans.
I say, last year, I'd never heard of Joe Janela or Keith Lee. I love both of them now. So yeah. Next up, we have a triple threat contest.
Ooh.
Which I'm almost sure is going to become a title match. We have...
This is on Progress?
Yeah. We have Flash Morgan Webster, the Nearly Man.
The Nearly Man. Very nearly.
Versus Mark Andrews.
Mandrews. Good.
Versus the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. Which I'm almost certain is going to become a UK title match.
Jesus fucking Christ. That's a match and a half.
Yeah. Because we know that Flash Morgan Webster's on WWE's radar because obviously it was fucking a WWE Cruiserweight Classic.
Stand-in?
Qualification match where he broke his leg. So we know that they've definitely got eyes on him. So I mean, BT Gunn got a UK title match.
Is this not the only Pete Dunne independent appearance?
Yes.
There you go. Got a progress there.
Yep. So I'm thinking this is going to become a UK title match.
Must be.
I'm almost convinced of it. And the last match that I have to cover that I'm really super looking forward to. Progress World Championship match. Where Travis Banks, Progress champion. This is actually, could be argued that this is a rematch from Orlando last year. Travis Banks takes on Shane Strickland.
Hey!
For the Progress title.
Oh,
because last year they were in a tag match against each other. South Pacific Power Trip versus Shane Strickland and
Keith Lee?
No, fuck. Oh shit. Sammy Callahan.
Random team. But okay.
But yeah, so this match happened last year technically.
For it is.
So yeah, that should be stellar.
Shane Strickland's fucking awesome.
Yeah, like last year was one of the only times I've actually seen him, and it was good. That match last year was probably the best match of that card, that tag match.
For those unaware, he is also Killshot in Lucha Underground.
Yes.
And yes, a lot of his stuff is... I really like the guy.
Yeah, so that is my indie look forward to. Yeah, so I look forward to those matches.
in particular, and those are clustered all over shows. So hopefully, after you come back, you'll give us more in-depth details of the full shows.
And a couple of people on them we weren't entirely sure of.
Exactly, yeah. That's what fucking Wrestlemania Week is all about. Getting in some lesser-known talent, slapping them in your face, and then you'll be like, that guy is a guy.
He is a guy.
I want to follow.
So yeah, is there anything else you would like to cover that's happening over the weekend that you want to talk about? Perhaps where you're going.
That's right, exactly.
You forgot we were going to do that, didn't you?
I forgot I was going anywhere. Well, ladies and gents, boys and grizz, and children of all ages. So, PCW that I completely forgot about. Who Dares Wins 2018 that you could probably watch on, you can watch actually, on powerbomb.tv. There's only a handful of matches announced for this, including the PCW Women's Championship, when Rio defends against our sweet little girl, Scotland's own Viper, Mae Young Classic Tournament
quarterfinalist.
Yes, quarterfinalist. A hell of luck. 16, 8. Thereabouts. She done fuck 'em all. And Nightshade, who will be interesting to see what she brings to the table. We have also got, in the tag team division, we've got Team Single, that includes Rampage Brown and T-Bone. We've got the NAK from Scotland, motherfuckers. BT Gunn and Chris motherfucking Renfrew.
I thought I was going to say motherfucking Hughes there. That was going to be the big reveal.
Sorry, brother.
See, I'm not actually going to New Orleans at all. I'm going to Preston.
Yay! We've got the Kings of Leon. No, it's not that shitty band. It's Shah Samuels and Lionheart. And they will also be against...
How do you spell in Leon?
Power Promotions. Clap, 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 clap. It's Leon.
Leon, yeah. This is not supposed to be lion, but yeah, Leon. Definitely Leon.
Yes. And also they have their 30-man Rumble match.
And what does the winner get for winning said 30-man Rumble match? I'm asking because I genuinely don't know.
He wins a shot at the heavyweight title.
Oh, original.
Yes.
we could take a leaf out of WWE's book and announce a 50-man Rumble with absolutely no prize.
Hi. They do it in April, so it's nothing like the Royal Rumble.
I think you'll find.
I think you'll find the fight.
Hey, no. Sparky Grizz isn't making an appearance.
Oh, well, go fuck yourself then.
So
I could have went through every card of every independent show that you're going to be going to there in America, and I could tell you the stats of every wrestler is going to be there. But you know what? You don't want me on your show, so I'm going to take all my knowledge and go somewhere else.
Make it somewhere far away.
Shane Strickland is related to someone that's a podcast host. RBRWrestling.com. Bye.
Well, on that note, I've been Chris motherfucking Hughes.
He's been a dick.
Ho!
See?
I got you in my sights, now I'm going for the headshot. 1.21 heavy metal, did you watch? I'ma let the bass drop straight into a karate chop. Time I pick the bass up, now it's getting hot. Stop, it was fucking prophesized. All the haters gonna act like they are satisfied. No, I'll be animated, making people terrified. I'm just a psycho when you look into my fucking eye. If you wanna run, turn it to a I turn into a slave.